What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, back with another review for you here. And today we're at the capsule to talk to you about two chips and to wash it down with some soda. So we've got the Jayson Tatum, the Boston Celtic basketball player, developed renowned food engineer Jayson Tatum, the Flamin Hot BBQ version of Ruffles. So combined two existing flavors. What a genius.
Good for him. Go Jayson.
Hey, get paid. I'm not mad at you.
That's right.
And we love Double Crunch Ruffles here. Really, now that Pringles have ruined their design, maybe it's our favorite brand of chips. Who knows?
Cool.
But zesty cheddar jack. Wait, you put zesty in my head, and it's spicy, isn't it? Spicy cheddar jack, spicy cheddar jack. We'll just leave that in. And then we got the Berry Lemonade Sunkist soda. So some pretty interesting sounding stuff and some pretty delicious sounding stuff here today. Oh, let's put the basketball player to the test here and see if Jayson Tatum can step up to the plate. And yeah, let's see if he can have a 3-point shot of delicious tasting chips. First up is the Flamin Hot BBQ chips, produced by a Boston Celtic, as all great chips are, Jayson Tatum. $1.88 at Walmart. The chips do look pretty good. There's a heavy emphasis visually on the Flamin' Hot nature because they're bright red, and a very light emphasis on the barbecue because they don't look like barbecue chips to me whatsoever. If I were to pick, I would prefer for them to taste more like Flamin' Hot than like barbecue. So let's see if they can nail that note. Yeah, it sounds like an interesting flavor. Okay.
Pretty barbecue forward.
It is. Ooh, it's got that spice back though. That's a good balanced flavor.
I'm waiting for the spice back.
All right. Oh, you gotta find the red one, the red ones.
Okay, I get a little lingering spice.
So it's less hot than a Flamin' Hot Ruffle. I mean, there's no question about that. But that barbecue is the first taste that you get. This really feels like one of those lingering heat type situations where the more you eat, the more the heat kind of develops, kind of meshes with that barbecue flavor.
Yeah.
That bodes well for a chip lover. You know, it's like, this is just a good snack. Yeah, I think I'm going to root for the Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
So, great job to Jayson Tatum, but the next Ruffle flavor does not need any kind of celebrity or athlete tie-in, so let's see if it can stand on its own merits. All right, while we're chipping, we got to go to the Spicy Cheddar Jack Ruffles. The first thing I notice, unfortunately, is it smells pretty gross. Ryan, you even said it smelled like feet.
Yep.
It's surprising because it sounds so ridiculously delicious, but who knows? I mean, things have smelled different than they taste before and turned out really well. Once again, $1.88 for a reasonably sized bag at Walmart. So let's see.
Boom. Take an extra large dose.
Well, the flavor coverage is certainly on point. I mean, they are covering every minute square inch of this chip in cheese and spice. It's definitely spicier than the Flamin' Hot BBQ chips, which we're warned about. Spicy is in the name. There is something a little off about the cheese flavor. It's not a good chip cheese. I can't really put my finger on it, but
it smells and tastes like an old skating rink.
It's got that skating rink taste.
I'm not mad about it, but that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's a little bit wet. It's a little bit musty.
I'm not gonna lie and say I fully grasp the roller rink thing, but I kind of see it. Definitely the wet part I definitely see, which is unusual because usually Ruffles are wet, but Double Crunch Ruffles are never wet. So this is really the first one that's kind of carried that over into the Double Crunch line, which I wish they'd kind of stray away from This does not hold up to the standard of prior Double Crunch Ruffles flavors, but it's still okay. It's not too bad. Don't let me be overly negative here. I think that this is it's solid. Something I'm glad that I tried, but it did not meet my expectations.
It's a good texture.
Well, I mean, the
It's
texture,
a
you
good
can't beat the texture.
spiciness.
Yeah, it's good spiciness.
Yeah.
So it's got a few
some good-
pros, but it also has some cons that are not going to bode well for them in a capsule countdown, I don't think. So,
Yeah.
oh, we do have something to wash it down. We get the Sunkist Berry Lemonade soda. And last but not least, we get Berry Lemonade soda, and it is just beautiful, beautiful blue. I mean, this looks like ice blue Kool-Aid. Really, really nice. It's got the blackberry, lemon, and blueberry flavors labeled on the bottle, but who knows? Could be a blue raspberry type situation. This could be a hitter right here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh boy, that flavor hits you quick. It is like a lemonade.
This is tasty.
It's good. They're really good. $2.09 at 7-Eleven. It took me forever to find this, by the way. This started materializing in like November, so we're behind the curve.
I'm a big fan of this. How much sugar?
All of it, actually. 72 grams.
Ooh.
So
I'm hoping it would be
it's
in the 60s.
two less than the dew we had the other day. You know, usually a soda isn't refreshing. This is refreshing. It's refreshing like a lemonade, you know?
And it's not too carbonated.
I was worried it was too carbonated when I first poured it out, but I think letting it sit there for just a minute, letting all the initial bubbles kind of raise up, I think that was the right move. I think that ended up working, waiting until the end to start drinking it up. But I taste the lemon, but I can't peg out what the berry flavor specifically is, though. But there is a different flavor. It could be a light blueberry.
But it's not blue raspberry.
But it's not blue raspberry, for sure. It's not blue raspberry. Blue raspberry is such a distinctive flavor, and this is not it.
This is just berry.
This is just berry, but mostly lemon.
Yeah.
Which is good. A good lemon soda. It's nice.
Good job, Sunkist. Plus,
Who knew?
great colors.
I know.
I want to
If I
color
didn't,
that color.
I know. If I didn't need to wash down some chips on a review, I would have never bought this because it wasn't that engaging envisioning it without the liquid in it, because that's how you would have to save a plastic container for it not to destroy itself over time. So I almost didn't buy this. That would have been a tremendous mistake. So I would like to caution you guys, just spend the $2 and get it if you can find it. For the gimmick grade, I think we've got 3 products that are in the good category, but no products that are in the great gimmick category. These are all interesting enough that they did warrant a purchase, but none of them were like, wait, they did what? You know, and like that's, and also from a design perspective, we have 3 fairly subdued type products. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give all 3 vastly different products the exact same gimmick grade of a 5.1. So it just barely tips that 50 percentile marker. So we'll give it a 5.1 for all 3 flavors. Now, when it comes to taste, we got vastly different scores. So things get real interesting as we get into the capsule countdown. Capsule countdown, 3rd place. I don't think that this is going to be a big surprise after we tasted it, but before we started filming, it would have been a monster surprise, a monster upset. The Double Crunch Ruffles Spicy Cheddar Jack are the 3rd place recipient here today. And Ryan and I, when we were looking at just an entire floor full of snacks and drinks, we were thinking this might be the best product that we have all day. We were so wrong that we didn't even pick the 2nd best product in this one review. It's not an absolute dumpster fire like we're making it out to be by saying mostly negative things and putting it in last. But what you have to understand is when you make a flavor that sounds that delicious as part of a line that was really 3 for 3 in terms of delivering really delicious chips, this is the worst Double Crunch Ruffle. It makes me wonder how they would include it in the line. Like the cheese flavor was just off. The spiciness was good. Obviously, the texture was good. So you got to give it some credit. But I'm only giving it a 5 out of 10. And, a big part of that is just it should have been better. It really should have. And that's a little bit of a heartbreaker. But third place on today's Capsule Countdown. Oh, boy. Things are getting tough here.
This is hard.
Oh, I don't want to do it. But, God dang it. I do have to do it, don't I? That's my job. It's not actually my job, thank God. What are you going to do, fire me?
More
Yeah. What are you going to do, fire me? I'm gonna go Flamin Hot BBQ as second place.
Okay.
I mean, do you agree with that, Ryan? Gun to your head? Gun to your head, you agree with that?
Yeah.
You do, okay. I'm just making sure I'm not going totally crazy here. I love it, though. I mean, I don't want to misrepresent that, like, I don't want to give something first place. It's that I don't think either of these are a second place type product. These are both really good. They both really delivered. The thing about Flamin' Hot BBQ is that while it did combine two pretty good flavors into a flavor that was in the middle of the two flavors, so like I say I do prefer Flamin' Hot to the Flamin' Hot BBQ, but I prefer Flamin' Hot BBQ to Ruffles barbecue. So it's kind of like in that middle ground, and because of that, I'd say it's about an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And second place on today's Capsule Countdown. Sorry, Jayson.
Good job, Jayson.
But yeah, it's still good. I mean, hey, second. Hey, look, if you come in second place in the NBA Finals, you're getting an extra 0 on that paycheck, right?
That's true.
So that's not too bad.
Being on the other side of the camera, not knowing anything about Jayson Tatum, he's got a very sincere face.
He seems like a
looks
likable
like a
guy,
nice
and now
guy.
I've seen him on a chip bag, so I'm rooting for him.
I'm rooting.
If an NBA jersey didn't cost like $80, maybe you'd see me wear one sometime. Don't buy me one, Esteban P.
We love you, Esteban.
Yeah, I only wear plain. Yeah, but Ryan does wear his thing all the time. I wear my plain shirts because I'm a boring man fashion-wise. I put all of my excitement, enthusiasm, and focus into my products.
Yeah.
Now, the
Jayson
winning
got
product.
A little bit of rim on that one.
Yeah, a little bit of rim.
Almost nothing but net.
Almost nothing but net. Now, that wasn't a challenge flag. That was a false alarm. Okay, I'm just making sure.
This hat is nothing.
When
but
that
net.
hat touches the table, I respect the hat. So, no bandits today, though. We got the nothing but net.
Yeah.
First place on today's Capsule Countdown, it is the Berry Lemonade Sunkist. And boy, if you would have told me before we started filming that, I would have told you are insane, but they nailed it. It is delicious. It is more like a lemonade than like a soda, but it does have a nice, light, comfy carbonation. Just comfy. It's not intense. It's not off-putting. It's not syrupy. It drinks like a lemonade. It's very thirst-quenching, which is unusual for a soda. Taste is great. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. First place on today's Capsule Countdown. I mean, it was a close call. You know, it wasn't. It was not a victory lap kind of thing. This was a tough, hard-earned victory. But speaking of earning things the hard way, the way that I have acquired my knowledge about chips in a can has been the hard way because there's so little out there. So our From the Archives today, for the second time, is Cheetos in a can. However, it's not the Cheetos in a can that you see maybe over one of my shoulders every single week here on the CTC Review. I had always told the story that in 1997, Pepsi test marketed putting chips in a can for places where they didn't have snack machines and they only had soda vending machines, like a motel or something like that. Here's the problem. I found this Cheetos can, and as you guys might be able to tell, this is an older Cheetos design. This expires in March of 1995, which means this is from 1994, and it's Cheetos in a can. So there is another element to this history that I have not yet uncovered. This is the only evidence I have of it on the internet. So I subscribed briefly to a service called WorthPoint. You can look up old eBay auction data for the last like 15 years. And I typed in Cheetos can just to see what my cans had sold for in the past. And I saw 2 auctions in the last 15 years where they sold this can. So I resaved in my eBay searches Cheetos can, hoping that one day, maybe 5-10 years from now, I would find this can. 2 weeks later, this can ended up on eBay, and I think I paid $13 for this can. Wow. Unbelievable, really a miracle, still sealed, just like all the others, but really unveils a whole nother world of chips in a can by Frito-Lay and Pepsi from the 90s that I'm not even aware of. I love it, but I've got some work to do. The only other evidence that I have of any other cans besides the ones that have already been on prior From the Archives features and been shown behind my shoulders on all these reviews is there is another Fritos can with a very minor design element change where it's like a oval instead of a diagonal pattern. It's like a more continued oval. It's kind of one of those things where, unlike this, where it's a totally different can, if I were to show you that Fritos can, you'd be like, yeah, you already showed that to us. Next. It's like, this is radically different, and also gives me some hope that maybe there is a Cooler Ranch Doritos out there somewhere. Who knows? I'm really hoping for it. I have no proof of that, but that's just speculation on my part, and I'm gonna keep my pulse on that market because I do think that it's a history that needs to be told. And if I don't piece it together the hard way, I'm not sure how else I can tell it. So I'm trying, I'm working. On the next one, we have got 3 energy drinks. So we've got Bang, what is it? Delish Strawberry Kiss. Yep. White Gummy Bear Rain energy drink by Monster. And Cherry Limeade Rain Monster. So pretty interesting stuff, and something that's going to energize Ryan for another filming session. So stay tuned on that Monday. And of course, until next time, I will miss you until I see you. Cheers.